bold journalism,
But Drew Hernandez is a strong-minded individual.
exposing lawlessness,
Drew Hernandez, who is ideological,
finding the truth,
and used the word Antifa.
This is what they do.
battling
They're
mainstream
liars. The woke mob, all they can do is lie.
These are the front lines.
What's going on, thought criminals? Welcome to Frontlines. I am your host, Drew Hernandez. Happy Friday. You made it to the weekend. Want to thank every single one of you guys joining us tonight or whenever you're watching, whether it be live or a rebroadcast. Want to welcome and really want to thank you guys for joining in, whether it be on Real America's Voice, Rumble, or the Getter chat. Wherever you're watching, please subscribe or copy the link. Share it anywhere you possibly can. Share it to a friend, share it to a foe. Just get the information out there, because this stuff is imperative that we get this information out, because people need to hear this stuff. People need to see it for what it truly is, because we're living in some dark times. We're living in some serious times. I mean, we have open Satanism and Luciferianism happening just out in the open all over the place, where little kids are tapping into this stuff as well. And it's open in the culture. It's open in society. It's open in the music industry, the movie industry. It's been prevalent for decades, right? For even ancient times, thousands of years ago. We know the open worship of Lucifer, Baal, you name it, all of these dark idols and, people just worshiping Molech, sacrificing babies, sacrificing humans. We've seen this with the Native Americans. We've seen this thread throughout the entire existence of humanity, right? For some reason, humans have this desire or have this unhealthy attraction to the supernatural, or what Harry Potter fans would call the dark arts, or whatever you want to call it, right? Black magic, some serious darkness, the supernatural in a dark and a very evil way, where kids are playing with Ouija boards and kids are interfacing with spirits. They're contacting and having conversation with entities without even seeing them. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But what we've been seeing as of recent is just this open, out in the open, not just acceptance and tolerance of Luciferianism and evil and Satanism, but almost like this just total normalcy. You know what I mean? Like it's just totally normal, as if you're a Star Wars fan, or you're a San Francisco 49ers fan, or you're a Los Angeles Angels. It's like, oh, you know what? I just worship the devil, That's how people act, like it's just totally nothing, like it's totally normal. Like, I just worship Satan. Yes, hail Satan, hail Lucifer. It's just something I'm totally into, and it's trendy and acceptable. And we've seen this in trends in the past, especially the 80s, with a lot of the, dominant rock bands. And we've seen even rappers come out and claim to be interfacing with spirits, like Nicki Minaj, Jay-Z. They all claim, as Beyonce, they all claim that something comes over them whenever they're performing, and it just all comes out, and they're super successful. They have all the fame, the glory, the girls, the money, whatever, the sex, you name it, right? And they always turn around and they pledge their allegiance and give their thanks to Lucifer and Satan, which is interesting, because you have an entire atheistic culture that denies the existence of all of this stuff. But the most prominent individuals, and I'll tell you this is what the New World Order literally is. They're not atheists. The New World Order, these elites at the top, these globalists that want to control your life, these people know there's a God. And they know that Lucifer and Satan is 100% in existence. Why do you think that they're always pledging allegiance to Lucifer? They're always putting on their occult, demonic, satanic worship rituals, whether it be the Oscars or the Grammy, you name it, at award shows, out in the open. Are they just being artistic? Are they just trying to be edgy? Are they just trying to provoke conservatives or Christians or people that are traditionalists that just simply love moderation and are not into, murdering and slaughtering babies and dumping blood all over their bodies while dudes are twerking all over the place? No. These people are 100% about it, because they know that it's real. All right? The real deep state, the real New World Order, the real individuals at the top, the Epsteins of the world, Weinsteins, these Hollywood elite corporate executive pedophiles behind this, all these people know that the devil is 100% real. And they also know that God is real as well. But they've chosen and they've picked a side. They know exactly who their master is, and they're open about it. Well, I wanted to go over some examples of this because Hollywood is absolutely invaded, poisoned, infiltrated. It's like this disgusting. There's some good people. There's some born-again Christians that come out and speak out against the devils that are in Hollywood going after children and, you know, the rape and all this crazy stuff that's going on. But there's some serious issues going on in this part of our culture. Jessica Alba avoided Hollywood predators by creating an armor of masculine energy. I was really tough. I cursed like a sailor. Jessica Alba said on a recent episode of HBO Max and CNN's Who's Talking to Chris Wallace that she adopted a more masculine persona as a teenager and young adult in Hollywood in order to deliberately avoid being preyed upon by various Hollywood predators. Why would a woman have to act like that if that's not going on? Because it is going on. At the time, I felt like I was very much having to put up this armor of masculinity and masculine energy so I wouldn't, be preyed on because there were a lot of predators in Hollywood from age 12 to 26. This is why I am a total advocate of the Second Amendment, because I think that the Second Amendment totally empowers women to defend themselves from predators like Jessica Alba is alleging here. Giving off a tougher and more masculine energy helped keep Hollywood predators away, Alba said. Interesting. That is an interesting take, and this has been going on for a very long time. You guys remember the Nickelodeon nightmare Dan Schneider? He was accused of sexualizing child stars, remember that? Assaulting staff writers. This is something that's been going on for a while. Dan Schneider was accused of hypersexualizing and using the young stars for personal fantasies. Schneider created web series The Slap for exclusive character videos tied to Victorious in 2010. Grande led the Sam and Cat solo spinoff derived from Zoe 101. One category for the web videos was for Cat's Random Thoughts, showing Grande's character self-taping a series of mini episodes from her bedroom. Schneider wrote and directed all 8 installments. Grande, at age 16 at the time, was shown sucking on her own toe, trying to milk a potato and pouring water over herself while on a bed saying, "I'm soaking wet." He was involved with iCarly and all these other shows that I grew up watching on Nickelodeon. And it's interesting because when you rewatch them when you get older and you rewatch things as an adult, you're like, I was so naive. I had no idea what that meant. I had no idea that was going on. When you watch like Zoe 101, iCarly, all these iconic shows that he was involved in creating it, Dan Schneider is like the architect of a lot of Nickelodeon shows and all this stuff that was being put out at the time. And it's this constant kids putting their feet on the screen, like sucking their feet, like massaging each other's feet. Like Dan Schneider had an obvious foot fetish, and he loved putting children on screen on these kids shows doing it. Why? Because Hollywood has a pedophile problem, ladies and gentlemen. That is who Dan Schneider is. I don't know if we already put him up, but I mean, would you trust your children with this guy? Kind of gives you the Subway guy vibes, doesn't it? And you all know who the Subway guy is. He loved children too. Was that a surprise? I mean, it goes far back. I mean, Shirley Temple explained pedophilia at the MGM studios a long time ago. Take a look.
When I left Fox, I went to MGM for one picture. Thank goodness, only one. And when I got there with my mother, we were separated. She went into the office of Louis B. Mayer, and I went into the office of Arthur Freed. And he was going to talk to me about a movie he wanted to put me in. I'm 12 years old, And I thought he was a producer, but instead he was an exhibitor. And I'd never seen anyone naked before, except myself. So I had no clue about what was happening. And so it struck me so funny, I laughed at him. And I laughed uproariously. I had tears, and he got infuriated. And he said, "Out, out, out, go."
Did you tell your mother?
Well, I was very quiet. I went down and met her in the lobby of the administration building. She came out very quietly from Louis B. Mayer's office, and we walked hand in hand silently to the car, which was unusual. We got in the car driving home. I said, "Mom, you won't believe what happened to me." And I told her what happened, and she got kind of quiet, and she said, "Well, you don't know what happened to me." And Louis Louis B. Mayer wasn't as bad as Freed was to me.
Have you tried
but
it?
he came on to my mother. And so we both decided that we didn't like MGM much. It was, it was better at Fox.
Telling you, man. You know, the crazy part is how, these actors or these stars, they get desensitized to this stuff and they just, hey, it's totally normal. Yeah, you went after my mom too. Totally normal. I was a little kid. It was just absolutely normal. But that's how this all works, where you get desensitized to the point you don't even realize you're being abused. But that's kind of like the Hollywood culture, and everyone is hush-hush about it because that's how the devil likes things, hush-hush. I mean, take a look at how this affects people. Let's look at some, before and after pics. Take a look at Sam Smith. This dude, twerking all over and, performing rituals at award shows, worshiping Satan, obviously. There's Sam Smith before and there's Sam Smith after. Total Luciferian and Baphomet, worships, transgenderism and all that crap. Well, take a look at Lil Nas before and after. Totally normal dude. And then reaches superstardom. Puts out a video of him literally, having a lot of interesting contact with a depiction of the devil, which is disgusting. I do not recommend you show any of that to your children. Bruce Jenner, Olympian, All-American, totally lost his mind. Everybody knows that. Fell for the entire Baphomet, satanic, Luciferian agenda, which is transgenderism, which isn't real, by the way. Demi Lovato, before and after, these people lose their minds. They lose their identities. They lose who they are. These people worship their father, the devil. Drew, how do you know that? I don't know. Do you remember when Christian Bale literally thanked Satan at the Golden Globes? You remember that? Literally, during his speech, Bale made it a point to thank an unusual source of inspiration, Satan, whom the actor said gave me inspiration for playing this role. If you're wondering how actual Satanists felt about the shout-out, never fear, they were thrilled. He said to us, Satan is a symbol of pride, liberty, and individualism, and it serves as an external metaphorical projection of our highest personal potential. The Church of Satan tweeted. Well, here was Christian Bale thanking Satan.
Thank you to Satan for giving me inspiration on how to play this role.
Yeah, because these people are open about it, and they do their rituals. Like I said, Sam Smith literally conducting occult rituals in front of the world while all of Hollywood praises it like it's amazing. Remember this? Speaking of Hollywood and the depravity that's going on in there, here's a story from Breitbart. Hollywood builds walls to keep celebrities safe during Academy Awards. Well, yeah, okay, like always, because they could secure and protect themselves, but you can't, because when you decide to, that's white supremacy. The Oscars just happened. You know what that means. Walls, 10-foot high walls, and countless barriers and barricades surrounded the Dolby Theater to shield Hollywood's biggest stars on its biggest night. The famous Hollywood Boulevard came to a standstill this weekend when the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences built fences. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, built fences, barriers, and walls in preparation for the big show because they need to be protected because they're elites. The Oscars are known for high-paid celebrities pushing political messages while accepting their awards. In 2019, previous Best Supporting Actor winner Javier Bardem trashed former President Trump's proposed border wall with Mexico while presenting an award in Spanish. Oh, what a sudden change of narrative. Take a look at this video.
No hay fronteras, no hay muros que frenen el ingenio y el talento.
What a joke. These people are freaking clowns. Speaking of clowns, Jimmy Kimmel apparently was supposed to drop some jokes about Will Smith and, him slapping Chris Rock, just, kind of really like shaking things up. Everybody saw that, but apparently they scrapped the jokes. The producers scrapped the jokes, and they said because it was not something. It was not a matter that we should be addressing, and that's something Chris should be addressing. Wasn't that crazy? How everyone just watched something like that take place, and all of Hollywood didn't know how to react. Wasn't that interesting? Hollywood didn't know how to react, and then while it happened, everyone's like, "What's happening? Is this real? Is it fake?" And then Will went and accepted an award, and everyone's like, "Yes, you just totally physically assaulted somebody in front of all of us. Yes, you totally deserve that award. Amazing." Which, by the way, of course, Jimmy Kimmel's going to scrap his jokes. Why? Because Jimmy Kimmel is a shill. Jimmy Kimmel's a shill. He doesn't do it for art. He doesn't do it for the culture. He does whatever he is told because he's a shill and he cares about money more than he does his actual audience, which in my opinion is a disgrace. Speaking of audiences, just not loving, not liking what is being fed to them in regards to Disney. Disney paid ABC $10 million for the Little Mermaid trailer slot. The stars of the upcoming live action, The Little Mermaid, Melissa McCarthy and Halle Bailey, introduced the trailer about halfway through the ceremony. Per a report from IndieWire, the 2-minute and 20-second trailer cost Disney upwards of $10 million. Take a look at this.
Over here!
You broke the rules. You went to the above world.
A man was drowning. I had to save him.
This obsession with humans has to stop.
I just want to know more about them.
Ariel! Don't!
That's not Flounder!
I can help you. You can't live in that world unless you become a human yourself.
Is that even possible?
That's what I live for.
Something about you seems different. I can't quite figure it out.
They just race swap and gender swap everything. Sebastian doesn't look like Sebastian. Flounder doesn't look like Flounder. Ariel does not look like Ariel. Why? Why do they have to do this? Because inclusion and diversity, and we just want everyone to see themselves in our characters. Then just make a new character. Create something new. Create something new for once. Why do you have to destroy what is great and classic and amazing and awesome that has influenced and inspired multiple generations of people? Why do you have to destroy it with all of your, we're anti-racist garbage? It's not even real. This doesn't look like Ariel. Gosh, these people are literally ruining everything. They're literally infiltrating and ruining everything. But you know what? People hated this thing. Take a look at the ratio on YouTube. This is a little current, like around 170 something up likes and over 800K down votes. Ratio! Yeah, because people don't like when you're intentionally trying to do something with a piece of art that we've been familiar with for decades, and we all know why you're doing it. We all know why you're doing it. It's to make white people feel bad because that's all your narrative has always ever been. That's why they're race swapping and gender swapping absolutely everyone. Even the animated character, the animals are getting, their voices are getting gender swapped. Just like, they wonder why they're losing money and people absolutely, but of course, they get ratioed. And like the left all over Twitter, they're saying all this crap. Here's one. The YouTube trailer of The Little Mermaid is currently being mass disliked on YouTube by mega racists. The teaser trailer has generated over 3 million dislikes, and the new trailer has over 600K. That's what we've been seeing numbers on trailers. There's different videos being put out. It is absolutely insane. The important thing about the controversy surrounding Halle Bailey's casting is that we remember a beautiful and talented actress won the role. We can't allow racism to ever be normalized. This isn't about racism, okay? Like, I've always posed this question because I'll use their stupid little terms, right? As a person of color, someone that's not white, there's nothing wrong with being white, just like there's nothing wrong with being black, there's nothing wrong with being brown, whatever, right? This is not about racism, okay? This is about making a statement, okay, that we're going to take away a white dominant female character and what we're going to do is we're going to race swap that. And if anyone has a problem with it, we're going to accuse all those people of being racists and white supremacists. See, that's the logic and the tactic that Disney is engaging in. Obviously, these woke creators and all their supporters are engaging. That's all they ever do with the reviews. If you don't like something Disney puts out that's woke, all you ever get is, you're a racist. You're a mega racist. You're a white supremacist. And it's so exhausting to sit here and watch this. And I'm constantly asking myself, why don't you just make something new and authentic? Create something. I don't know. Create a new black superhero or a new black character or a brown or a mega or whatever. Just do it. Make it great. Make a great story. Make it look amazing that could influence entire like Disney has always been doing, right? But no, they are the ones that turn around and say, you know how we're going to fight racism? We're just going to erase all white people out of the main characters, replace them with people of color, because you know what? That's how we fight racism. As if they cannot even see. They cannot even see how racist they've truly become. Because we all know that they're specifically targeting white people with their woke hatred, because that's all they can do. They can't create anything new or original. Because if they could, they would. Why don't they do that? Why don't they do that? Because they take their most powerful, valuable assets and they pump it with all this woke garbage to make some kind of SJW statement so that Disney and all the corporate like Bob Igers of the world and all these people can, see, we're not racists. We're tolerant. We're diverse. We're taking all of our valuable assets and creations and art and movies. All the main characters that are white, they're going to get wokeified immediately because that's what it takes to defeat racism. It's like, no, that is not what is happening here. Why don't you just create something new and effective? But they don't, because it's not about that. It's not about the art. It's not about the content. Yes, these people are obsessed with money. They do lose money. Bob Iger is shutting down more sequels at Disney, by the way, because it's not going in the right direction. Everybody knows it. Marvel, Star Wars are all falling apart because everything's going woke and it's getting destroyed. Listen, when it comes to entertainment, people simply want one thing. They want to be entertained, no matter what you're watching, whether it be Disney or some kind of political show like this one. People want to be entertained. And yes, they want to be informed. They don't want to be lectured as to why they're filled with hate, or why they're racists, or why they're misogynists, or why they're white supremacists, or why they're intolerant. That is all these people are engaging in, and people are sick of it. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I will see you guys when I return on Monday. My name is Drew Hernandez. These are the Frontlines. See you guys later.
We must play offense. Game on.
You expect the rest of the world to live in La La Land. We're not.
We've been saying these things from day one.
Our solemn vow to you, be good, be brief, be gone.
You might find yourself changing your opinion on things you never even thought twice about. That really sets America apart.
You are not ready for season 2. This is Reloaded.
My life, tale, and my truth has been to fight socialism.
Are you familiar with structural racism?
Yeah, it's a myth.